Teamfight Tactics is the most popular strategy game in the world, with hundreds of millions of people playing it each and every day. And for a good reason. It has incredible depth, people spend hundreds of hours playing, and still manage to learn new things every single game.
Ray, I am fucking down 6 gold!
But because it's so deep and rather complicated, it can be hard to get started. Don't worry, I'm here to help. I've hit Challenger, which is the highest rank in TFT, multiple times, and today I'm going to teach you the basics of TFT. 1. Auto Battler. TFT is an auto battler. That means that our goal is to build a team that can take down everyone else, but once the team is built, they do the fighting for us. The dueling Nunus, they go the opposite directions. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. No, don't stun them. They were like in perfect sync. Oh, now they're just following each other? Okay, that's too fucking funny. Oh god, go, Nunu, go! Yes! Games have 8 players that battle it out. Each round, you fight another person's team, and the losing player takes some damage. Get to 0 HP, and you're out. Uh-oh. No! GG. Alright, we'll take a second with 9 Laser Core. That was a very fun game. Once there's only one player left standing, they're crowned the winner. We did separate. But I don't know if that's good enough. Holy sh... Wait. Who won? We killed them. Oh no! Now that you get the basics of the game, we have to talk about the most important concept in the game, which is gold. 2. Gold and Econ. Gold rules everything in TFT. It's what you use to buy units to make your team strong, what you use to level up to get access to stronger units, and what you use to refresh your shop to see new units. You get a little gold each round, and you'll also get interest gold. Now this is really important. For every 10 gold you keep in your bank, you make 1 interest gold, up to an extra 5 gold at 50 gold banked. Keeping a high amount of gold in your bank is super important because you can use that extra interest gold to dominate your enemies with an economic advantage. 3. Units. The main use of gold is to buy units, which are the pieces that make up your team. Stronger units cost more gold, with 1 gold units being pretty weak, and 5 gold units having strong abilities that can swing an entire fight on their own. Units also have traits, which are a huge part of TFT. Their traits give your units buffs, so for example, brawler units gain more maximum health. The more brawlers you have, the bigger the bonus. These buffs range from simple stat buffs like brawlers to crazy complicated ones like Laser Corp, where each unit gets a laser drone that shoots enemies. Another base mechanic of units is that when you get multiple copies of them, they upgrade. Get 3 copies of a unit, and they'll combine into a 2-star version of that unit, which has stronger stats. If you can manage to get 3 2-star copies, they'll combine into a 3-star unit, which are all super strong and can sometimes win you fights all by themselves. Lastly, every unit has an ability that it will cast when it fills its mana bar. Units get mana in 2 ways. They get 10 every time they attack, and they also get mana when they take damage. Some units have strong abilities that require a lot of mana, while others have weaker abilities that require less mana. 4. Levels. Another use of gold is to level up. Each round you get 2 experience by default, but you can also spend 4 gold to get 4 experience. When you get enough experience, you go to the next level, which lets you add a unit to your team and gives you access to stronger units in your shop. 5. Shops. We buy units from shops. Each round you're offered a shop with 5 units in it. The cost of the units in your shop are based on what level you are. So early game, when you're low level, you'll get mostly 1 and 2 cost units in the shop. Late game, when you're high level, you'll see mostly 4 and 5 cost units. You can also use 2 gold to refresh your shop. You can do this as many times as you'd like in a round, so prepare yourself for difficult rounds late game where you have to roll and buy a ton of units very quickly. 6. Items. We equip our units with items to make them stronger. During the game, you'll get dropped item components when you fight minions. Combine 2 item components and you'll get a completed item. These items always have the same recipe. 2 tears is always a blue buff, 2 swords is always a death blade. The components give small stat buffs, and the combinations are pretty intuitive. Combine an item that gives armor and an item that gives magic resist, you get an item that gives you a ton of resist. Combine an item that gives attack damage and an item that gives armor, and you get an item that gives you damage but also survivability. Learning all the item combinations is difficult for a new player, so focus on trying out different combinations to familiarize yourselves with them. Once you have your items built, put those on units that want those stats. So you want to put your tanky items that give health and resists on a frontline unit like Sejuani, who stands in front and soaks up damage. Put your attack damage and attack speed items on backline AD carry units like Samira, who like to attack a lot. Put your mana and magic damage items on units like Soraka, who deal all their damage from casting spells. Want to move your items to another unit? You'll have to sell that unit to get the item off, so be careful where you place your items. 7. Carousel. Each game starts with a carousel full of units with items. After a few seconds, everyone will be free to run and try to get the unit item they want, so be fast. Later game, there will be more carousels so that you can pick what units and items you want to finish out your comp. Pay attention to your HP though. The lower your HP, the earlier you get to pick a unit and item. 8. Augments. Augments are 3 buffs that you get during the game. There's always one early game at stage 2, round 1, one middle game at stage 3, round 2, and one late game at stage 4, round 2. You get to pick one of 3 options, and you get 1 refresh once per game if you don't like any of your options. Augments are usually self-explanatory. They sometimes give you gold or give your team some extra stats. Some are trait specific, so you can use them if you really want to go deep and get a ton of one trait. Hero Augments are a new feature special to set 8. Hero Augments buff up one of your units on your team a ton, which can make them a super strong carry or a super beefy tank. There are also supportive style hero augments that allow one of your units to support the rest of the team in case you don't want to take any of the carry augments. And that's it! Those are all the basics of a TFT game. I know it's a lot, but once you've played a few games, you'll get the hang of it quickly. And if you want to learn more in-depth strategies, stay tuned, I have a video on just that coming to the channel. And if you don't want to miss it, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.